Hey guys, it's me Fasty, back with another video, and today I'll be teaching you guys how to drag click. One of the reasons you would want to know how to drag click is probably either most likely to be building, as in like Breezer bridging or God bridging or Witchly or Hyper bridge, or in very rare cases PvP if you master it with your pointer finger, which is actually pretty hard to do. So if your drag clicks are like this, or they're like this, then you're doing it all wrong, and I can help you. So let's get right into it. So the first step to knowing how to drag click is having the right kind of mouse, or more specifically, the right kind of finish on your mouse. So you want a matte finish. You don't want gloss, you don't want very much shine. A matte finish, you can also look it up. A matte finish is very not reflective. It does not reflect light very well. It's like this, if you can tell. And sorry about the webcam quality in advance. It's a pretty old webcam and I just found it in one of my desk drawers in my parents' desk, and I said I could have it, so yeah, I apologize for that. But yeah, you need to have a matte finish. If you don't have a matte, you have a glossy finish, you can probably figure it out, but it's going to be ridiculously hard. So the second thing you're going to need is to have some way to make your hand like sticky or moist or somehow something like that in some way. My preferred way of making my hand sticky or moist, or like you know what I mean, is like going like this with my palm and like putting my hands right there to get, like, if you've been playing for a while, you can probably collect some palm sweat, if you will. And that usually works the best in my opinion. But another thing you can do is dip it in water and then let it air dry, but still like have your hand a little bit damp while you do it, and you can get a pretty good click. Or what most people's will not prefer to do, but will do, is probably not a good idea to do. It's kind of disgusting, and there's this whole pandemic going on, is licking your hand. That usually works, but I'm not gonna do it because, like I just said, it's kind of weird and disgusting. But I mean, if you want to do it, it's up to you. Nobody's gonna watch you, I mean, unless they are. The second thing you're gonna need is proper hand posture. So my preferred hand posture is like this, to have my hand about here on my mouse so my palm is up higher than normal, and move my hand across like that, and it usually works pretty well. Some people just hold their mouse normally and just like go like that. You won't get as much clicks doing that, but it works sometimes. It's a good thing to learn after you've mastered normal drag clicking. And I mean, you can figure out other ways if you find an easier way. Say it in the comments or whatever, but this is my preferred way, probably the easiest way to learn. This is the way I learned. You can also probably figure out how to do it on your pointer finger if you get better at that, but I think my middle finger is easier. And if you want to use it for PvP, I guess you could just get used to switching your mouse buttons around if you figure out how to do it on your middle mouse button. The third thing you're going to need to learn to figure out is the amount of pressure. So if your clicks sound like this, as I said before, you're pushing way too hard. If your clicks are like this, which is pretty hard to do because then you're pressing really lightly, then you're doing something wrong. Like when you get your mouse, if you buy a matte finish mouse, you'll be like, oh, this feels so slippery. You'll figure it out once your hands get sticky. You realize, wow, you can actually catch really well. My preferred mouse, the mouse I use is it's a Red Dragon M711 Cobra, is what this looks like. I'll probably post a link in the description if you want to get it. It's a really, really cheap mouse. It's really good for drag clicking. This is a mouse I learned to drag click on. It was really easy to learn. I figured it out within 24 hours, and I totally recommend it to you guys. It's like literally like only $20, and like, why wouldn't you buy it? Like seriously. So the right amount of pressure is like this. You don't want to press down at all. You basically just want to set your finger on it just enough so it catches. So you know how you like run your hand along a table sometimes and it like catches? Basically doing the same thing, but on the mouse. Just pushing, just not even like pushing down at all, just moving your finger across the top of the mouse. And you get clicks. Sometimes if you stiffen your finger a little bit, you can get it to click a little extra, but it's definitely not something you want to learn until you figure out just moving it like this. And another thing you can do is, some people like to use the tip of their finger. Personally, I prefer the pad of my finger, but sometimes the tip works better for some people. I don't know, whatever works best for you. So here I'm just going to show you what it looks like, what my drag clicking looks like, how many CPS I get. As you can see in the top left, I'll have my CPS counter. On the right mouse button, because that's the mouse button I use, I'll try to put it up against a block that makes it really visible. But yeah, I'll also show some examples of like drag clicking working. I haven't figured out breezely bridging yet, but that's not really the being bad at drag clicking, that's just my timing, because I'm terrible at timing. So, but you guys have probably figured it out. If you guys could see that for a second, it said 19 CPS, or a more visible one that was probably easier to see was 18 CPS. But yeah, it's not that hard to get once you figure it out. And a good way to learn it faster is just like in your idle free time, where you're waiting for websites to load or doing school, or I don't know, because you do it virtually, because yeah, just like, or like you're waiting for somebody to get in a game or something, just like idly do it, just keep trying. Like I just idly did it, and that's how I got so good at it. Like I was literally had it mastered in like 2 weeks maybe, and just because I did it idly like that, just like while I was waiting for stuff and whatever, because I was stuck at home and, you know, just waiting for friends to get in games or watching videos or Zooms or whatever, and you don't care, or I don't know, just like idly do it. It'll get better and better. And yeah, and here I'll show a clip of like me like just flying up and building, and like how fast it actually works. Make an attempt at breezely bridging. First, as a control, I will just try to breezely bridge while normal clicking. Sometimes I'm lucky and I can time it correctly, but most times not so much. And then after that, I will try 3 times at least. Probably I will try 3 times to breezely bridge while drag clicking. I'm not very good at it, but I mean, I can get a few blocks usually. So, and one thing to help with aiming while breezely bridging is just turning down your sensitivity. Like if you have buttons on your mouse like I do, I just like to turn down my sensitivity all the way, just so I can bridge. So, and then like you could do that in a real game too. Like you could just turn it down real quick, bridge, and then when you go back to fighting, you can just turn it back up. And it's like really actually convenient to have these, like this mouse has those buttons. And yeah. So now I will do that. Alright, so as you can tell, it's really hard to do without like having high CPS. Now I will try to breezely bridge while drag clicking. And another thing you want to have is you want your crosshair to be, when you're uncrouched, in the top half of the block. So if you don't have a texture pack full like I do in like this top section, like in the top third of the block usually, then it will make it a lot easier. Here goes my 3 attempts. Alright, there I got 2 blocks, that's not very good. There I got 3 blocks, but the reason I got 3 blocks was because I went to the side. I could have probably kept going. In my 3rd and final try. And there you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks. I'm not very good at puzzle building. My record's 8, so that's pretty good for me. And that will conclude my dry clicking tutorial. Thank you for watching, everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you like the video, or have any suggestions for me, or things like challenges and Bed Wars or anything you'd like me to do, put that down in the comments. And thank you for watching.